and jump
Tell
into
me
it.
about them.
Yo, so
Beam these
GTA
stories
6.
into my mind palace.
Here I am in your mind palace telling you GTA is about to monetize your mind palace. Bring your mind palace out here so we can make some money and you can make some money maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. All right.
So they're reportedly planning they're looking at doing some Roblox Fortnite-esque user generated stuff.
Okay, so from what the story says here, is it's
Uh-huh.
very unclear how creators would benefit from bringing their stuff to GTA, but they are going to have a mode to make user-generated content in the GTA 6 sandbox. And they are,
Okay.
and this is, and in 2 years ago, they bought a company that made a bunch of popular GTA 5 and Red Dead 2 mods. So
Okay. I see. So because that was the thing was like a lot of GTA was already doing incredibly well, but a decent chunk of like their popularity came from the PC modding and role playing that was happening over recent years. Still ongoing.
mhm.
So
That's still always one of the biggest categories on Twitch.
yes,
Guaranteed.
absolutely wild. But you know what? Like, yeah. And I remember thinking like it was a bit of a bummer that they were going to for GTA 6 they're going to put the consoles out first because I imagine just having that free advertising out there with the PC role playing happening was having that delayed seemed like a bummer, but this story seems to suggest they noticed. They absolutely noticed.
And also the thing that I have in my mind is like this would not be the first time mods came to a console game
No.
or like user generated. Like you can do crazy stuff with the Halo mod tool, like on console even. So I'm
Yes.
just like, and according to Digiday, the person who got the story, Rockstar's recent conversations with content creators have been, quote, relatively open ended. Which, what it sounds like, if Rockstar is making content creation tools for console and PC, in my mind, this is what I imagine is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And they are trying to go to these content creators and be like, Roblox doing that, we could maybe improve on. What's Fortnite doing that we could maybe make you want to put our stuff in here instead of Fortnite?
Mm-hmm.
Um, um,
And the thing is, like, this is the thing about GTA 6 being just the ultimate video game is it just kind of has everything. You can have everything in there, which is perfect for this metaverse-esque approach. And yeah, now they're gonna have this giant
so,
map. So do you think they have like a giant like square of empty space, or like people are gonna make shit for this area right over here? So
so I think that you will be able to do anything on the map provided it is in your own server. So I think it's going to be Minecraft or like where it's like, yeah, we have a default map, but you can mess around with the map as much as you want.
are you saying that I can demolish buildings? I can get rid of buildings and then make other stuff?
I can see it. Yeah, I can see that. Or I could see like you can put buildings on top of existing buildings, maybe.
Sure. Yeah. Yes.
Forge style. Yeah, I can see a lot of tools with this. I know that if there's anything that Mario Maker, Tears of the Kingdom, Forge, is there's going to be a lot of giant dicks.
Yep.
That's guaranteed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you that if this does happen, it will make a lot of money.
Depending on how they do it.
More. I even think even if it's just kind of okay, GTA is so big. Like,
Yes.
because GTA Online is still kind of like broken. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we all tried to play it together like not that long ago. It's just like, okay, we disconnected again. Okay, the game's having trouble linking together. Okay, who needs to host the server now?
Yep.
Like, so so I could totally see them like, even if this tool is just kind of okay, I could see it being huge just on the fact that it's Grand Theft Auto and it's a realistic setting and you can do anything with it.
Absolutely.
Like
It just sounds
that's
like there's part of the deal here is there's going to be some revenue sharing, which means there's some revenue being generated. So I'm wondering, they could do a Forge thing. That would be awesome. But I wonder what they're trying to do. I wonder what it is.
maybe it is just straight Roblox. Maybe it is just like, yo, we want more options to funnel shark card money at. And we're willing to lose some, and like we're willing to give some of that profit sharing to creators.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're making a ridiculous amount of money off this game already. I wonder.
okay, Rockstar, I need this. I need you to just do me a favor.
Mm.
You're gonna make more money than God on this. And okay, so GTA 5s were called shark cards.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You need to call the GTA 6 ones whale cards.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just make it just full transparency. Just we whaling.
I mean that's a GTA joke.
That is a
right
GTA joke. That's absolutely like that's
we
something
live
you
in the
hear on
GTA world
the
now. It's just you know, in this game it's all localized to one location, so might as well.
You know, like that's actually my biggest question about GTA 6 at this point is more okay, we live in like in 2013 a lot of GTA stuff was like haha parody, and now it's like we live that world.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you turn on the news, it is Weasel News.
Yep.
Like you know that mission where you you get the new iPhone and the guy takes the call on stage and you detonate a bomb in it, it blows up the dude's head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Totally can picture that happening in modern day. No question asked. You're like, yep. So my biggest question is like, okay, you're writing GTA 6. How do you do the satire? How? And you're doing it in Florida, which is already like a parody of America.
Yes. Yeah. And well, I mean, I think that's why they're kind of centering on and I think they've been doing this more recently anyways, that like they're trying to tell a story, the story of America in a more serious Hollywood-esque thing. It takes place within this satire world, but the concentration is more on Nico Bellic trying to establish himself in America. It's on these three people, you know, one is ready to be on the grind and is on the up and coming, and then there's the guy who's like retired and over it, and then but like made it and he's just trying to relax, and there's one guy who's older but he's just lost his mind, like just this metaphor for chasing the American dream in this awful wasteland. And then they're just gonna do it with something, you know, they're what's it called, they're Bonnie and Clyde, but for this. Yeah, so
but for modern day, and yeah, and to be fair, they've been doing that broken American dream thing for a while now.
Yeah,
because they did it in both the Red Dead games as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always joke the moral of Red Dead Redemption 1 is don't trust the U.S. government.
Right.
And that game takes place 100 years ago, over 100 years ago.
Oh yeah. And you know that's been something that they've done for a while now. But I think as more time has passed, this has been a question for GTA for a long time, and I just think I think as time has passed, I realize like, well, you know, they're trying to make a statement outside of the satire at this point. The satire is the fun part, and the question is how far can you go when reality is already going that far? And that's a good question. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm still beyond stoked for this game. I think this creation tool is going to be cool. It's not necessarily for me unless it allows people to make heists, because that's the part about that game's online system that I care about. And then once I did all the heists, I didn't come back until they put in the casino heist, and then I didn't come back again until they put in the island heist. So it's like, if this game's online does not have heists, I'll be like, that's cool. This isn't for me.
I mean, I think they're gonna make heists, right? But it's like, whoops! I knew I would do it. Let me get out of that. Everything's fine, everyone. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't
Don't
worry
worry
about it.
about it.
Everything's fine. I think they'll have heists, but I do think you propose an interesting idea of like, you can't heist a convenience store, but like here are these set locations that you could have heists in, and then you like create custom conditions for your heist. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, I think that they kind of played around with that a little bit, even in that island heist, where there was like multiple ways you could approach that thing, and like I think that those are definitely options.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Anyway, there's some other GTA 6 news there.
We actually got a little more GTA 6 news, which is, hey, the PC release date's looking like it'll be in early 2026.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the game's coming out this year, and it's going to be on consoles only, PS5, Xbox. And you know, when talking to Corsair Gaming's VP, they said, yeah, GTA 6 is probably the one everyone is talking about. And we'll get a glimpse of that, I think, later on in the year for the console. My understanding it's coming out in the fall for console and then early 2026 for PC. So yeah, that makes sense. Gives them a little more time to optimize it. I hope that it's a. I hope that the port to PC is good and isn't broken or like poorly optimized. That's kind of my big concern when looking at GTA 6 on the PC, at least early days.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be rough. Civ 7 came out and it's broken, like, or not broken, but it's like everyone's like, yep, it's another one of those. Just wait, it'll fix itself. And I just don't think GTA is gonna be any different.
And this is the AAA space for online games, because the thing I always say is the PC crowd does not like to spend money on games. They just don't. The numbers don't pop out the same way. And this shows when you go look on the Steam most played video games, it's all like most of it is old games and live service games. But like the PC crowd does not show out for these AAA experiences very often. So why are we putting a bunch of effort into doing this on time, day one port? That's amazing. And make most of our sales on console.
The thing though
It's
is, what's interesting is we've seen a couple times now, and that's at the bottom of this article. Is what is this quote from? Firax's, wait, no, who is this? Take-Two boss. The Take-Two boss said, we've seen PC become a much more and more important part of what used to be a console business, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that trend continue. And that coincides with what we've been hearing among other industry analysts, is that the PC business is growing. Now, we're not seeing that. I don't think we're seeing that on our end of things, but maybe that'll become more apparent down the line.
I think financially it's growing just because of one, it's getting stagnant hardware wise. Like you look at like what are the most used pieces of hardware, it hasn't moved much. You know, when you go and you look at like the Steam hardware survey, for example, it's like the number one GPUs are all as powerful as a 4070 or lower. So it's like, you know, it's not like they're leaps and bounds. And people, once again, on PC are playing old games, but they're buying microtransactions for them. Like Marvel Rivals probably makes hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars every time a skin comes out.
Yeah.
I don't even play Mr. Fantastic or the Invisible Woman, and I saw that 60th anniversary wedding skin, and I was like, oh, maybe I should get that. That looks really cool.
Is that one you can buy, or did you have to be a part of a special event for that one?
No, you can buy that one now.
Okay.
I think they're doing a deal where you can get both of them for $22 or $28.
The sad state of skin prices are, I'm like, that for 2 skins, that's a deal.
Yeah, dude, I paid $16 for just Wolverine.
I know. I know.
Uh, no, and it makes the part of the reason they price that way is it makes the battle pass an even better deal because the battle pass you get like 8 skins for $10.
Yeah,
Provided you
yeah,
can play through it.
yeah. That's a thing.
You know,
Um.
so
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. The live service space is probably growing, but there's been, some backlash to the rush to live service. There's only so much that even the whales can spread around.
right, but I think in the PC space in particular, it's just there's a couple of big single player games that pop off,
Hmm.
and then it's mostly live service games.
But the live
Like that's
service
just
games
what it
have
is.
the potential to earn more money because a single player game you drop $70, maybe more
Yeah,
if you're getting the
you
collectors or whatever, and then live service people are dropping thousands apparently.
yeah, yes, absolutely. I always told you those stories of like the people on Lost Ark spending $5,000 a month.
Yep.
Like that those exist, and like the problem with live service though, if you're a studio, it's not a safe bet because there's just a graveyard of dead live service.
You have to
There's
muscle
just
your way in. Like that, live service has been so established now that it's like, okay, everyone who plays live service is kind of in here, except for like the new kids coming in. You have to you have to muscle your way in somewhere. Like Marvel Rivals muscled their way into Overwatch's space.
and part of the reason they were able to do that is because Overwatch had like 4 straight years of fucking up.
Yeah.
It's the same reason that Final Fantasy 14 went from being, oh, that's the other game, to being a WoW competitor. Is like WoW screwed up super bad for like 3 years straight.
Mm-hmm.
Like so.
But then, like, you're trying to develop these
doing,
games, and they take like 6 years to make. Like, trying to predict being able to muscle into that space is hard.
right. So you have to do what Path of Exile did, where you just made a really good game, and then people who are fans of the genre are pissed off at the genre leader, or you
Right.
and hope that can happen for you, or it's just a genre where no one is.
Mm-hmm.
Like PUBG is still massively successful. It's the 4th most played game on Steam, and it's because that didn't exist. That was a new thing.
Even after all the Fortnite
so
stuff, Fortnite took their game mode and became the most ridiculously successful studio. But there's still enough room for Battlegrounds to be out here, and Apex Legends for that matter.
Yes. By the way, both of those games, PUBG and Apex, are top 10 on Steam.
My
right
God.
now, most played.
Wow.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
oh no! I just looked at the top 10 on Steam. Literally everything that's in top 10 right now, except for, I'm not counting Banana, by the way. Fuck that. That's a scam for Steam cards.
Oh.
But yeah, if you don't count the scam that is Banana,
Mm-hmm.
there are 2 single player games in the top 10 most played games on Steam.
Right.
And then there is 1 game that is both. It is single player. Or there are 2 games that aren't live service, because Baldur's Gate, you technically can play single player, but it's not live service.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, and if you expand that for the top 20, it's the same thing. It's mostly live service games, and then there's an exception being made for Baldur's Gate, Kingdom Come Deliverance, and Stardew Valley.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and this is all up and down the Steam top 100. It's like a 5-to-1 ratio of live service to single player.
Yep.
And that's just where the PC market is.
Yeah.
If you are AAA, if you're not AAA, it's a different fucking game. It's a different world. Like if you're not but if you're AAA, why am I going to put the money in to a game on PC? I have to spend more time optimizing it, which is going to cost more money. And also, they don't buy it. They don't play it.
Because GTA has a modding scene that is very successful. And serves as marketing, continuous marketing for them. But they'll be there afterwards anyway, because they were there when GTA 5 came out and the PC release was not great, The
PC release came out 2 years later, too. Like, GTA is such an exception to a ton of rules as well.
Yeah.
Because it's so big. But like, you know, you look at most other games, like when people were talking about the bad Hogwarts Legacy port and the Star Wars port, that was piss poor. Or
Mhm.
even Elden Ring had some issues on PC at launch. People were saying to go play the PS4 version, the PS4 Pro version. It's like, oh, okay, so it's like this is second class citizens from because they don't buy these games as much. They don't. Like the proof is in the pudding. Proof is in the pudding of the most played games and the sales numbers as well. You know?
Unless you can muscle your way into the game, to the live service space where there are people who have thousands waiting to be spent.
Yes, or if you're a single player dev who can appeal to PC gamer mindset like Baldur's Gate and Cyberpunk did.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, like I think that's honestly, I am surprised Civ 7 was such a bad PC experience. But I thought about it, they're like, well, I mean, if I'm a publisher and I go where I'm making most of my money, then most of my money is all right on console then. So it's like, all right, well, why am I even worried about this? So,
well, the only other thing I want to say about this is man, isn't it funny that everyone's like trying to move out of the way of GTA, and because of their console PC split, it's like a minimum 6-month window.
It's like yeah, you have to get out of the way twice.
Yeah.
You have to get out of so I mean this is a $2 billion video game, and it is easily the biggest game on the planet. So it's like, yeah, okay, I get it.
We'll get some smaller releases like once we find out when the console release is, and then they'll sneak their game in a couple months in later, and then like the PC comes out, and then the like a deluge of video games come out. Like,
yes.
Okay, finally.
And it's
God,
like
absolutely nuts, man.
And I think Nintendo's not going to care about this at all.
They're like, no, they're again. That's another one. Nintendo is in another world. But
they're yeah. So
All right, we need to get into this.